Hello, my name is Daniel Rock, and I'm an Education Program Specialist at the Georgia Department of Education, and I'm here with Letitia Smith.
Hi.
She is a veteran high school English teacher at DeKalb Alternative School. Thank you very much for coming, Letitia.
You're very welcome.
Our goal today is for Letitia to share with our audience strategies, scaffolding, and various types of instruction she's used to teach the Common Core standards this year in the first year of Common Core. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, taking your time to talk with us. Letitia, tell us a little about your school, DeKalb Alternative School.
DeKalb Alternative School is a school in DeKalb County that is reserved for students who have been suspended from their regular home schools due to some code of conduct infraction. So we have students who have been put out of school for various reasons, and we actually receive new students once a week from the beginning of the semester to the very end. We recently have in place a behavioral levels program so that in 5 weeks the students, if they're on task and passing their classes and behaving, they can actually go back to their home school. So what it does for us, our population was already transient because we're receiving new students, but now they're coming in and leaving out. So it presented some challenges for us.
So 2 weeks into the school year, a student might get suspended or expelled from their home school, come to your school, and then if they behave, they might leave 5 weeks later.
Right.
How does that, and we're going to talk about this throughout today, but in general, how does that affect the way you plan lessons?
Well,
units?
One thing, the reason that Common Core has really worked out for us is because we should all be in the same place in every school. So we can make sure that when they're coming in, especially if they've been in school, that nothing that we're doing is a complete surprise because they should have heard some of it at their home school. What it does do is that it makes it so we can't really have long-term assignments. It's very difficult to read something, read a book or a play because the students that I started with may not be the same students there at the end, and those students may have missed the beginning, so it's very difficult to scaffold.
And I can imagine if a student knows something's due in 2 weeks and his 5 weeks are going to be up, he doesn't have to really worry too much about it.
Well, yeah, that's normally the thinking. I will just amend the assignment and make it so at their end date they have something that they're supposed to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you won't get me.
I wasn't trying to give students any tips. So what does that mean in terms of the students that have disabilities? What would you say percentage of your students come in with some sort of disability?
Oh, wow. We have, I want to say, because they are rolling out, so I don't have a specific number, but it's a nice number of it. The class that I teach, 9th grade literature, is actually a collaborative class, and it's always my biggest class of the year. And
what about their skill level, like in terms of looking at their data when they come in? What do you notice about that?
It depends on their disability. What I've seen is that if I have students, I have had some students who have behavioral disabilities that it has really no effect on how they retain information, their academics, their performance. It's just that they have to be interested. So we have to look at their data and look at their behavior the first couple of weeks of class and decide how to rein them and how to hook them. Whereas others, we have students who come in with who really can't read, and they've become comfortable enough with my co-teacher and I to tell us that, and we are able to reach them. But it's a very delicate process within a whole class.
What would you say, according to the assessments you give, their reading range?
Wow. Well, I will use last semester as a more specific one. We had the lowest reading level was a 1.7 in a 9th grade class, and the highest reading level was a 10.3. And most of the students, and not just those who had disabilities, were in the 2.5 to 4.5 range. So I'm trying to teach 9th grade level work for students who really can't understand it. So it was a challenge. But then we also have students who are between 6th or 7th grade reading level, so they could do it. It would require a little bit more help. So my co-teacher and I really had to plan and look at their data and see how we could take straw to make bricks to build houses.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask 2 questions that are going to guide this entire series of films, which is, how do you engage those types of students
Mm-hmm.
in the level of work expected in a curriculum that involves Common Core standards?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you reach both levels? How do you keep engaged students who are reading at or above grade level and students who come into your class not quite able to read? Don't answer now.
Okay.
We're going to answer that question through a series of tasks and lessons that you've provided.
Okay.
And all of the materials for these lessons are provided, should be on my right-hand side here, of the Prezi for you to download.